It's your boy Conserviz 30.
It's your boy Conserviz 34 back at home.
What up? What up? It's your boy Conserviz 34.
Yep, so your boy Conserviz 34 coming to you here.
What up? What up? It's your boy Conserviz 34. Aria. Okay, so this is Aria, and just tell us a little bit about yourself and about your love for the Dave Matthews Band.
I've been a fan of the band since April 28, 1998. And if you recognize the date, that's when Before These Crowded Streets was released.
Alpine is definitely a better venue than Summerfest, but we'll take it. I think I've been going to shows for about 20-something years.
I always tell people, like, compare DMB to now to when I first started. And I got started, in my opinion, I feel like I got started late. Like, I was at the very end of the band's prime. I feel like that 03 to 06 was like the end of the prime. 07, 08 was like, you know, we're at the very end. And then when Roy passed.
But Dave really, this is the thing. Dave has put, Rashawn has been assigned the quarterback of this team. He is the coach, the play caller. He designs the jams. Dave just shows up and plays whatever he's going to play. What up? What up? It's your boy Conserviz 34 back again. Straight out of Farm Aid. You know, it's crazy. You go to, this is actually the furthest, this is the closest show I've been to all year. You know, as far as major concerts, Live Nation concerts. Yeah, I went to Guilford, New Hampshire 3 times. One for Chris Stapleton, 2 for DMB, Mansfield for DMB, the Gorge across the country for 3 shows. So when you have a show 20 minutes from your house, it's magical how quickly you get home, like literally home, not a hotel or some, you know, or taking a long 90-minute drive from Mansfield back home to literally be home, even though it's 12:03 a.m. uh, here Sunday morning in the East Coast, still Saturday night in the West Coast. It's nice. Um, Farm Aid is a cause that I really got introduced to as far as the full meaning of it in 2018 when it came to Hartford, Connecticut. I never thought it would come back to Hartford, Connecticut so quickly, and I'm extremely fortunate and blessed that it did. I do want to shout out the people at Farm Aid. Their headquarters are in Cambridge, Massachusetts. So I guess it kind of makes sense that, Mansfield, Mass is a venue. They may have had a show tonight. Even so, um, Hartford is a venue that has a large lawn. It has seating as well. It's bigger than Mansfield. It can fit a lot of people. It's in a city where there's tons of parking options. Mansfield does not have that. This is kind of an easy place to work out of. And I think the folks at Farm Aid realized that in 2018, and they saw a pandemic coming. They saw equipment and things having to be set up. And Cambridge to Hartford is about a 2-hour drive, give or take traffic, which is much closer than anything else. And that's my line of thinking. I don't know this for sure, but when I think of why we got it so quickly again, that's my guess. The other thing is we've had low positivity rates compared to other parts of the country. People have been vaccinated in higher percentages in Hartford. Obviously, people are traveling to this show. I met some people here from Massachusetts. I met people from Connecticut and in different parts of Connecticut. And I'm sure people have driven further. I'm sure there was some upstate New York, New York City, Jersey people as well that made the short trek up as far as, a couple hours away. But I have to give credit to Farm Aid for the way that they made improvements from 2018. They learned from the 2018 show, which Hartford's lawn sold out, right? It was sold out, but it was oversold. They reduced the lawn capacity by 20%, as far as what we know from a tweet earlier in the year. Was their plan, especially with COVID. This was about July. They had a tweet. And the lawn itself, I talked to, shout out to Greg from Southeastern Connecticut. Greg has been a good friend on Twitter, and we've met a couple of times this year. Greg was on the lawn, and he felt comfortable. I was up on the lawn to talk to him for a good 45 minutes and just see how it was on the lawn. And Farm Aid did a great job of selling just enough tickets to fill up the lawn, but still leaving space so that people could go in and out. It was scary in 2018. And I think Farm Aid learned from it because, outside of Alpine, which they've been to, the Hartford lawn is unlike any other. Deer Creek has a big lawn too, but the Hartford lawn is just is a beast. Outside of Alpine, I really don't know of a more intimidating lawn as far as its sheer size. 22,000 people can fit on the Hartford lawn in its heyday, in its prime. They've reduced it for certain shows for many reasons, but I got to give credit to Farm Aid for that. Now, one thing I want to pull up here is the Farm Aid website. So this is farmaid.org festival lineup. So www.farmaid.org. Here's the other thing too. You can look at Farm Aid. Let me just put it in the browser so you guys can see this as well. But I want to show you guys how you guys can. So Farm Aid lineup 2021. And you got to go down to Farm Aid lineup. Let me zoom in here. The Farm Aid lineup, you click this, and then you get to this homepage. What's going to pop up here, it's going to say, please donate today. And you click this link. If you donate $75, you will get a special white Farm Aid shirt. This colorway, the white colorway with this Farm Aid logo, is exclusive to people who donate $75 or more. Now you're probably saying, Concert Viz 34, that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money for many people. There are people that are having some of the best financial years of their life with the pandemic, depending on the job. And there's people that are having the worst financial years in ever, right, in the restaurant business. If you are someone that is doing well, if you are blessed like I am to be able to be doing, having this summer has been an opportunity for me to change careers and grow and better myself for the future in my personal life. So if you're blessed enough, you have $75. There are many great causes. This is one of these causes that is a no-brainer because our food is our life. Shout out to D&B Mamas. We've had some conversations about how beyond the pandemic, our health and wellness is an issue, right? Healthy options. They had plenty of healthy options at the Farm Aid lineup here. And they had homegrown stuff. Even the pretzel that I brought, carb loading for a race tomorrow. The pretzel was made with, different organic products and fresh products, even though it's a pretzel, just like any other pretzel you buy at a concert. But this pretzel specifically, the ingredients were looked at. Farm Aid wanted to have food that represented their cause. And part of having fresh food is the local farm. The larger farms have chemicals. They have various things that make the food processed. But this right here, this $75 donation or more. By the way, I'm not getting paid. By the way, there's full disclosure. Farm Aid is not doing anything. They didn't get me. I paid for my tickets, right? I have no partnership with Farm Aid. If I ever did, I would tell you. This is something this touches my heart. And I come from a family, there's many different. The one thing about farming is it stretches across many different backgrounds and races and identity in this country. I come from my mom's side of the family. They were farmers in rural Georgia, not too far from where Jimmy Carter's family had rural farms in Plains, Georgia. They're outside of Lumpkin, Georgia. My grandparents, Stewart County, Georgia. So this is something that my family, after slavery ended, they were actually blessed with land to work upon that was not as much sharecropping. They actually owned the land. Whoever was, over them gave them land. And this is, I think part of the reason I'm here. This land was threatened. This land has suffered. There's been a lot of different things with the land they received. But anyway, long story short, this is something that many Americans can say that their family has roots in farming of some sort. But this $75 donation gets you this shirt. If you can't donate that, donate what you can. There's plenty of other stuff here as well, as far as merchandise. And we could take a look here just to see some of that as well. I got the poster and I also purchased. Oops. I don't know why I just did that. Sorry. But this is the shirt. It's Farm Aid, Hartford, Connecticut. Got to represent. Have my Whalers shirt on. Hartford Whalers, UConn Huskies. They lost today. I walked in the venue. Yes, UConn's gonna go get a win. They lost. But if there's let's see. So yeah, please donate today. Here's the lineup. And sorry guys, I'm trying to X out of this. I already donated. The festival. And there was a live cast. You can go to the stores and you can purchase. This is where you can purchase Farm Aid 2021 merch. Couldn't make it out, no worries. All this stuff was at the merchandise stand. You can buy it online. This awesome bag, poster, the festival poster. I'm going to be flattening out in the next couple of days. Give it time to breathe. This Farm Fresh T-shirt, right? And there's some other merchandise. You click there, but I wanted to start with that. Please, if you have extra money, and I know some of y'all do, because listen, some people are struggling, and I know there's Americans, the cost of living in this country and how we make a living, and not everyone gets what they're owed in this country, and we're seeing this, and thankfully some of these bus drivers and some of these manual labor jobs, or physical labor jobs, are getting more of their value as people realize the value of mechanics and construction workers. Let's see. But if you have the money, right, if you're going to waste it on a couple beers anyway, you're going to do something else, please consider donating to America's Farmers. This money goes directly. Every ticket, the ticket I purchased through the warehouse today, that all that money goes directly to Farm Aid, right? The band doesn't get paid outside of the shipping, everything else. So this was the lineup schedule of performances. We're going to pull this up. I'm just going to give you a breakdown. Now, here's the thing. Your boy Conservist 34 had a busy day, just doing various things today in the community. So I had to take a nap. I missed a couple of things here. Also, if you want to see the Farm Aid ticket, don't go back in time. Don't go back in time and take this ticket. This is the Farm Aid ticket. You got your Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds. And then you kind of have this, and you'll see it on the DMB Almanac as well, but it's pretty cool to see that mid-pavilion seat. Oh, you guys, let me see. I just realized you guys probably can't see that, but let me put this here. There you go. Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds. Yeah. So you guys can see. Celebrate Family Farmers, Farm Aid 2021. Xfinity Theater, Hartford, Connecticut. Doors at noon. That's the so let me just say, so the Wisdom Indian dancers at 1:00. I did not see them. Ian Mellencamp, Particle Kid, Allison Russell, Jamie Johnson. I did not see them. Lucas Nelson, Betty Lavette. I did hear as I was driving in. Nathaniel Ratliff and the Night Sweats. They got a nice. The crowd was definitely feeling them, and they, especially at the end, they're playing the more popular songs. It was a fun set. Tyler Childers, Sturgill couldn't make it, and I heard great things about Tyler before, and Tyler did his thing. This is country music. One thing I like about Farm Aid. Now, listen, your boy loves a little bit of Casey Musgrave's music, and actually, she had a tough divorce, and I wish her the best, but she was single for a second, but someone already scooped her up. And I got a girlfriend anyway, but I'm just saying, Casey Musgraves. I like that pop country. I'm not gonna lie, guilty pleasure. I love Casey. Call me Casey. Don't call me. I have a girlfriend. But outside of that, I like country music, but I've never grew up, with the classic country music before it got bubblegum. But Tyler Childers, he is a country musician. He can play. And I was impressed by that. Same with Margot Price, just an awesome artist who did her thing as well. And that's what I like about Farm Aid. They bring in, they'll bring in a Casey Musgrave, but even though she's talented, like she does have her own talent, she has her own attitude and personality that doesn't seem manufactured. So, and even Willie Nelson's commented on that, Casey's like, hey, take, this is me. And if you don't like me, who cares? I'm me. But anyway, the Tyler and Margot did an awesome job. It led to Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds. I'm going to go over their set fully. And then we had Mr. Mellencamp. I want to pull up from Twitter. Now, you guys may have seen this on the stream. I know, the opening video had some stuff, about me recording the video. I know it was live stream, but I know sometimes the live stream gets pulled down, and then what happens is they don't release the videos later. So I wanted to record this just so that we knew that I could keep this video that I recorded, not making a profit off it, just using it for promotional use of Dave Matthews and Tim Reynolds, not sell, no profit off it, so I can keep it on YouTube. Let's get to John Cougar. And this is what happened. Now, Jack and Diane, that's a little ditty about Jack and Diane. And the crowd sang, they sang the chorus after the first verse. Let's take a listen in here.
Jackie's car. Oh, no, wait a minute, you guys just fucked up. No, not yet. There's 2 verses and then a chorus. Yeah. You guys jumped all the way to the chorus before the second verse even came in. Now we've been rehearsing this song, us, me and you, for the last fucking 40 years. Come on. Second out, take it down. That sound taste freeze. Dancing on Jackie's lap, got chains between knees. Jackie said, I just run along behind shady trees. Dripping off those bottle rich girl, let me do it, I please. Say, oh yeah.
All right, so that was that was a pretty funny. That was probably one of the top moments of the night. Just because, yeah. And listen, I know that song. I don't listen. I can't sing word for word Mellencamp lyrics. I know that song "Hurt So Good" and "Little Pink Houses" is, you know, definitely familiar to me. Second time seeing him. Other time was at Farm Aid in 18. But yeah, they messed it up, and it's just funny that they hopped over it, and he said, "We've been doing this for 40 years, folks. Come on, be better." But that was cool. Mellencamp had some energy there, and then Willie Nelson ended off the night, and Willie had a song. I think it was his youngest son wrote a song about what something his Willie said something about there was something about Willie getting, you know, Willie wanted, if the pandemic came, he's like, he told his youngest son, if I die, I hope I'm high, and I hope I'm going up instead of down. Something in that reference, and you guys can watch this if you can. It's still replayable right now as I record this, in the early hours of September 26, 12:21 a.m. So you can watch it back. But they did a special song. Lucas did, I believe that's Texas Flood by SRV, Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know, I love the blues, and I believe that was a song that he did. And so, and I didn't see Willie's full set. Now, shout out to Ari. He did stop by. You know, he knew I was there for my post, and he stopped by, just, you know, very brief chat, you know, thanked him for everything SiriusXM's doing, but he did link up with me very briefly at the end. So I did miss the end of Willie's set. But I mean, Willie, it's a treat to see Willie Nelson. I really hope that he can continue to play at these Farm Aids. We know, you know, no one lives forever, but it was a treat. My third time seeing him, saw him at Outlaw Fest in 2019 in Hartford. So I've seen him all 3 times in Hartford. Oh, that was on Father's Day. That was a special show. On Father's Day, had his son out there, Lucas Nelson, jamming with them. And then I saw him at Farm Aid 2018. So he is a national treasure. DMB is playing with a lot of national treasures lately. He had Mavis Staples. Tonight they played with, you know, obviously Willie Nelson being the main person closing out this. So definitely a special thing. I will say, Neil Young's presence was missed, and Sturgill Simpson was missed. It definitely did not seem as lively as 2018. But the other thing too is, you know, Mellencamp had a small arrangement. He had a bigger band, a fuller band last time, and I think maybe COVID has something to do with that. They wanted to have a smaller arrangement. And when you don't have Neil Young was the bridge. he was the bridge between, the high energy, or I think he after Dave and Tim, but like he kind of was the rock act when you don't have that rock act. As far as Neil Young, the outlaw rocker, that changes everything, and that's why he's such a powerful part of this program. I will say though, I still enjoyed the show, and as sad as we were not to have Neil Young there, it was still this is about the cause, and the show was still solid overall. I have to listen back to the beginning of the show. Yes, he did. If I die high, I'll be halfway to heaven. That was a song. I believe that's what it sounded like there. And James Dombrowski says he's DMB fan. Absolutely love your reviews. Your discussion here and at SPAC were spot on and great. Spot on. Thank you for taking the time to make this happen. Thank you, James, for watching. And one of the things, to shift over to Dave and Tim in a second, we're going to go over that. I got to say, between the Gorge and tonight, I've met so many fans that don't necessarily comment, don't necessarily, they watch the videos, watch these streams, and not necessarily as active on social media. They have, I've ran into people at these shows, and I really appreciate all the feedback I've gotten, all the appreciation. I started this thing for the people. I still at this time, I'm not monetized. I don't have a Patreon. If that changes again, I can't make any promises, right? If this thing grows, and it could be a possibility, but right now this is about conversation. Shout out to Sue Q. She's on Twitter. We just connected on Twitter, but she had seen my videos. We were talking, we had some awesome conversation. She was volunteering at the show and had seen my videos, and we just had some awesome conversation. I was listening to a little bit about her story, and she was listening about my story. I cannot stress the power of conversation, right? The power of talking to people, getting to know people, interacting with people. This is why I put this on YouTube, because I didn't see anything like this in the DMB world. In this case, in the Farm Aid world, like I don't think there's anyone else on right now doing this. So I said, hey, let me do it, right? I love to talk. I got a camera and a mic now. So, but it was nice. And then I think it was, I apologize, but someone else did run and kind of wait for me. They saw where my picture was and were talking to me about my videos. I think it was Laura or Lori. Thank you so much for stopping by and just, sharing some positive words and appreciation for my videos. Met up with Greg H from Southeastern Connecticut, and again, nice conversation. But thank you guys, that some of you guys who don't necessarily want to comment, and I get it. I completely get it. In 2021, having a footprint, commenting, having social media, sometimes just watching my video and not making a comment, but listening, not having social media to reply to stuff I do online, because sometimes it's just social media can be too much to fully commit to. But the silent people who may not ever comment on these videos, I really appreciate you guys. And I'm like, whoa, where the heck are like 200, 300 people coming from? And it's nice to see that people are watching these videos. I could speak all night about that, but thank you guys so much. Had some great conversation again between here and the Gorge. Now we want to bring up, I'm going to pull up the DMB Almanac and look at the show for Dave and Tim. This was a rather shorter set. I did some research. So we have 6 songs: 2 Under the Table and Dreaming, 2 Busted Stuff, 2 Dave's solo. So no Crash, no new things, just the classics. And that seems to be the theme for this band. They're making sure the classics get a lot of love this year, right? No Come Tomorrow, when Stay or Leave was about to start and Dave got that tan guitar. I was talking to Sue, and I said it's probably going to become tomorrow because he has played that song before for Farm Aid because it's appropriate. He talks about Farmer's Farm in the song. It was not, it was, and it's the same raised B guitar for Come Tomorrow. So he did not play that. He played Stay or Leave instead. So that was interesting that there's no, nothing new, nothing post busted stuff, right? Under the Table and Dreaming. Oh no, busted stuff. No, nothing post Dave solo. Some Devil, nothing, but still, two Some Devil, two busted stuff, two Under the Table. Oh, this is Laura. Oh, Laura. Yeah, thank you. It was again, thank you for, and I know you were like, hey, I don't know if you like, I was waiting for you. I saw you were, listen, thank you so much for your support. And it was nice to meet you. Again, I know you were like, and it's tough. I know it's tough. People don't want to talk, don't want to walk up and freak me out. But if we're in a show and there's security, we all go through a security checkpoint. I'll meet up with anyone pretty much in an open space or even at my seat. Like, I really appreciate it. There. But this show, I can never criticize a Dave and Tim show so far. I mean, maybe there's something crazy where they just like, they do like 5 Nickelback covers and I'm like, okay, well, stop. But Dave and Tim is just amazing. And the set went by so fast. It went by so fast. And just the way that Tim can, in a room like Farm Aid where there were a lot of DMB did get a lot of love, although I think depending on where you were, I did see pockets of people because you have the Willie, you got the fans, you got the country fans, like the country music, real country music fans that love the Americana and bluegrass and country music that comes from these other artists. They were kind of more in the center, but at the back of the venue and at the corners, the back corners of the venue, of the seating and the lawn, you could hear people kind of excited about Dave. But you do have, it is almost like it's a convention where you have people there for different speakers. And so there were, you could definitely, like Gray Street, you could hear certain things there. And, people singing that, and colors, bold and bright, and Warehouse and Ants Marching. Obviously, everyone was going nuts during Ants Marching, even the people who didn't really know a lot of Dave Matthews. But a great set. It did seem short. So what I did is I pulled up on the almanac to see how many songs they did each year. And I'm not going to do 2020 just because it was kind of like Dave it was all remote. So it was a kind of unique setup. You can't really compare this. So in 2019, this was at Alpine. This is the last time anything Dave Matthews related at Alpine. We had 7 songs, right? And you look at that, you have Save Me, and you have Ants Marching as the common two. Then we pull up 2018. This was the last Farm Aid I went to prior. And this one, you had 8 songs again. And this one, I think this one was special. I mean, to go to, this did have a Samurai Cop opener, right? So that's a quick one. Come Tomorrow is a rather quick song. So they did have some quick songs, clock in, but you got a 41, you got a Dave and Tim acoustic Mercy, which is awesome. Look how quick that is. 3 minutes, 22 seconds. Right to the point. Amazing, beautiful acoustic. I love Mercy acoustic full band. I think it's not meant to be as long as they had them at 15 minutes or 12, 13 minutes at some point. But this 41, beautiful Mercy, Lying Our Graves. And then you did get a Gray Street, Ants Marching. This was a special one. 8 played. I went to 2017 because they did play Dave and Tim. It was 2017 was the year of Dave and Tim. They only played 7 songs, but look at the length of these songs. You had a Don't Drink the Water clocking at 7 and change, a Crush at 6:52, a Warehouse at 8:54. So they did not have as many songs. Mercy, do you remember, were quick cuts there? So that's 2017, right? Let's get back to 2016 as well. I'll bring that one up. So most of these are 7 or 8, right? 7 or 8 that you're getting. And then in 2016, again, just to move in. So you have 8. Now you have a 2-step. I was wondering if they were going to play 2-step because right now what you're seeing is when Carter is not involved, the alternative format at the Gorge, you had 2-step was played. The Talk House with Sirius XM Radio, it was played, right? And so I was like, hey, maybe they'll bust out 2-step. Now it is a song again where it's, Ants is going to get a bigger thing. They did end with Ants in 16, and they did do Bismarck. That's awesome. I can't imagine going to Farm Aid at that time and getting Bismarck. But they were trying to add these newer songs at the time. But that's awesome that they played a Bismarck, where they, typically, yes, they do play like You've Had Do You Remember and stuff, but they did. Bismarck was one of those unreleased, didn't make Come Tomorrow. So these are some of the shows of Farm Aid past, but everything else was not 6 songs. So they were 7 or 8. So we're going to X out of these windows. This is where we're at. All right. So we have Mike D'Agostino, new to the channel. Gray Street third verse was awesome. And thank you, Mike, for checking us out here, or checking me out. I don't have a staff, but thank you so much for joining. And I hope you enjoy the content that I continue to create. And this is, again, it's for the people, or by me. Not I say by the people. There's no other people, but really, I will say by the people because when I'm not at a show like tonight, I do take some phone calls from people that I connect with that are at the show, that are there live, and we make arrangements for me to call them or send them a link to join. Let's look at the Gray Street lyrics, or let's go to the Almanac and do that, because what happened tonight, they played, so Gray Street. So main lyrics. And maybe we can. Okay. So after. Yeah, John. John O says someone missed. Okay. So this is what happened from my knowledge. So typically what happens is what he does is, before they cut the third verse of Gray Street, they had a bridge. And the bridge essentially says, it has the kicking out all the windows. So it says there's an emptiness inside her. She'll do anything to fit it in. Though there's red blood bleeding from her now, it's more like cold blue ice in her heart. She feels like kicking out all the windows and setting fire to this life. She could change anything about her using colors bold and bright, but all the colors mixed together to gray, and it breaks her heart. I believe he did this after verse 2. Now, the 2-verse Gray Street, which originates from a late night appearance, it does have verse 1, verse 2, and then it has this bridge. Dave appeared to do this entire bridge, and then he continued to play, and he says there's a stranger speaks outside her door. So let me even see if we can pull this up here. Farm Aid 2021. I'm going to mute this here. Give me one moment. I'm going to mute and try to, you're going to still hear me, but I'm muting the actual stream. So my web page, so you won't be able to hear. I'm going to try to see if we can get to that here. Watch our live webcast. All right, bear with me here. And again, I'm still here, folks. Okay, so we're gonna do this here. Okay, let me know if you guys can't hear this.
And though she swears it doesn't listen, there's a foolish hope in her, it might. She says, I pray, yeah, but my prayers, they fall on deaf ears. Am I supposed to take it on myself to get out of this place? Oh, there's a loneliness inside her. Will she do anything to fill it in? And though it's red blood bleeding from her now, felt like cold blue ice in her heart. Feel like kicking out. Think about her using colors bold and bright, put all the colors.
Can you guys let me know? I don't know. It's also because I'm playing this video. I'm trying to use this under fair use. If it has to be deleted, I completely understand. Let me see. Can you guys hear me okay? Just let me know, because it literally just like disconnected me. I'm trying to, and I don't know if it's just my connection. But let's see if we can rewind this. It's 6:28. Okay.
Every whispering wind and second counts, brother, maybe. Thank you very, very much. Saying the corners loose and cut. Let's do it. Sender, please. The way I used to. Thank you very, very much.
Can you guys hear me okay? If someone's here, please comment. Let me know if you guys. Okay. Let me get to this part here. What is it? Hold on. Give me one moment. I'm going to try to play that back again. If it disconnects at that point, I will cut the audio off. Again, I'm trying to use this under fair use. here. I'm not using this for profit. I'm just trying to break down the specific thing. I fully support Farm Aid's vision. If there's any issue, and I shouldn't laugh at that, but for real, like, yeah, like I'm all about this. My whole day today purely was to invest into Farm Aid, and I invest. I got posters, I got all this stuff. I believe in this cause. I don't want to. I'm someone who supports the cause. I'm not trying to flex or anything like that. I'm just trying to say I'm a supporter of the message. This is why we're doing this. Let's see. So let me just get to the part because I'm trying to time everything out. Oh, so it was after. Okay. So let's see if we can.
So I wrote a set, so we had to open her in mind.
All right. So just look at this. I'm gonna play the audio and then you're gonna see the lyrics because again I don't want to try to violate anything. So you're gonna hear the lyrics. Just bear with me right here. And I'm gonna clip this so we can put this up as well. Again, if it needs to be deleted, I understand. So far, so good. There's a loneliness inside her. That's what she said. Just kidding. She'll do anything to fill it in. Here it comes, folks. Here it comes. Wait for it. See? That's where we go down to here. So he played just as I thought, kicking out of the windows and setting fire to this life. Boom. She could change everything about her using color. So you're going to hear that. Using color. Let me stop. Let me chill. It's just cool to catch this. Like, oh my God, it did happen.
Now there's a crazy man outside the door.
Boom. We got the bridge twice.
Says take what you can from your dreams, make them as real as anything. Oh, it'll take all the work out of the courage. But she says please, there's a madman is creeping outside my door. I live on the corner of Gray Street. Feels like the end of the world.
So that's just, feels like the end of the world, but it's and the end of the world. That's a common use of that there. Bridge number 2. So he says loneliness instead of emptiness. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, the double bridge Gray Street. Wow. That's awesome. I was like, because in the moment when you're at the show, I'm like, I know they only do that. They only do that. The kicking out the windows, that's for what is really the bridge. So That's awesome. That's awesome. That is awesome. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's awesome to get that. I was like, man, I knew it. I know I'm not. Maybe I'm a little crazy for laughing out loud. I thought I was like a fool to think that they did the bridge twice. Uh, and my boy John, I don't know. Let's go back to the set. My boy, shout out to my boy John Dix. He texted me, said in the group chat, the DMB group chat we have, he said they didn't play the third verse. So I don't know if he was like, I don't know if he. I was like, what are you talking about? That's a lie. They played the third verse, and maybe it was because the bridge was playing, and whoever, maybe it was the DMB hub, just assumed it was going to be the not third verse. I don't know, but whoever he got his sources were wrong. John, you're wrong, but you're wrong. But anyway, I had to just rub it in on him on the live stream. But yeah, that was special. That was definitely special to get that double bridged gray street. One of the cool things is I didn't notice it until today, and I've been to, like I said, I've been to a couple of Dave and Tim's performances. I've seen Bartender played with DMB 2 sets and at the Gorge when I went to the Gorge this year. One thing I noticed is that Tim was switching back and forth between his hand and his pick. And guitarists do that all the time, and I'm sure Tim does it all the time. But I didn't realize in Bartender I could see him actually with the HD screen to my right. I was able to see that him kind of switching back and forth, and you know, Tim, again, I cannot stress how great he is on acoustic guitar. He's great on electric guitar, but the spirit of this band, the acoustic percussiveness roots of this band that had nothing to do with rocking it out initially, which is to me is the best DMB, with acoustic percussiveness with a little bit of jazz sprinkled on top with Leroy Moore is the best, is this band at its best, and Carter doing his thing on the drums. This is what you get from Dave and Tim. I can't hate or can't, even if they went off, even like Come Tomorrow, like I can't stand that song. I think it's poorly written. I think it's a great message, poorly written. Even Come Tomorrow, when they play it acoustic, it's just better. Everything is better, Dave and Tim. And this was a solid set. Now they go to Pilgrimage Fest. Sorry. Same part of the country, different festival. They played Railbird, opened up with two-step. Pilgrimage Fest out there in Tennessee is tomorrow, and we'll see what happens there with those with that set. And if anyone's going to Pilgrimage and you want to call in, let's say tomorrow is Sunday. I'll be stay tuned for tomorrow though. Tomorrow may be it may be like this, and maybe this time it may actually be later than this or the next day. Stay tuned for Pilgrimage because I just have some conflicts tomorrow night where I don't think I can get on right after. Yeah, Tim is an alien. Mike says Tim is not of this earth. Yeah, Tim is amazing, and he's an amazing electric guitar player too. And some of the stuff he does is awesome. My only thing with Tim is I think sometimes his tone doesn't fit the band as well. When I listen to, now, obviously, Dave has a lot of talented friends. He has Warren Haynes that's hopped on with the band. I've heard him play in Cortez and Tripping Billy's Gorge 2019. But the tone of other electric guitars with the band fits it more than Tim. Just sometimes, in my opinion. Sometimes Tim, now this year, Tim has been amazing. His in the mix, how he's been blended in and everything is awesome. He was amazing in the Leroy Moore era of this band when he would guest periodically, like Red Rocks 95, Chicago, the 98 winter tour. He was there as well. So he's amazing when he wasn't a full-time touring member. But I think sometimes, like when he came back, the busted stuff from Hartford 2010, the busted stuff from, I think it was another one around that era, the post-Roy era busted stuff, Tim just played over Dave. But Dave and Tim, like Tim does his thing, and it's perfectly blended, perfectly mixed there. So I mean, it's just awesome. So that's really what we have for tonight. A great. This was beyond the set. This was just awesome. And I think one of the cool things is when you go to a show like this, again, meeting other DMB fans at a show where it's not fully about Dave and Tim. It's about Farm Aid, but it's about Willie and it's about Mellencamp and it's about, the whole Nelson family. There's other people there for other things, and seeing how Dave and Tim represent what we love so much in a crowd like this, and people respect them. People may not. I'm sure there's people there that aren't DMB fans. They hate the full band, but when you see Tim plucking, with his doing his slide guitar and doing his thing on that, and doing his thing with his hands and with the pick, you can't help but respect what he's doing. You really can't. You can't help but respect what he's doing there. And here we go. Like I said, we're on to the next show. But that's really all I got. Unless there's any other comments or thoughts. Again, these shows in 2021, I'll remember more of the conversations I've had and more of the people I reconnected with post-pandemic and people I've met. When I think of 2021, that's what I'm gonna think about is as I get, and this is what I've heard from other people, the more shows I go to, the more it's about the people you meet, the people you may go with, than it is the actual sets. So James says, why do you think two-step is getting played less frequently? The guitar work, acoustically or otherwise? Let me see. Let me bring up. I'll pull you up to date on that, and many of you guys probably know this. Let's see. It's my thread. Let me see. I posted this on antsmarching.org. Let's see. Let me see if I can search the DMB forums. But essentially, it's a lot of what Carter is, because I should have really found a way to save this treat. Let's see if I can do that. Let me see if I can do this here. Yep. So this is your boy. This was the thread I made on Ants Marching. If you guys see this, this is I'm Monizo145. That's an old username. You pop up Twitter. Yeah. So James, just look at this. So I went to Guilford, New Hampshire for the shows. Matt Norlander is a college. He's a college basketball, just sports. He's a sports guy for CBS Sports. Matt Norlander, he's the guy who got the blue check mark. He's a known DMB fan. He's ranked his best DMB songs, and he gets certain access to the band. Said, this is Matt Norlander. Let me flip it for you here. So Matt says, love a two-step opener. Here, let's zoom it out here. Love a two-step opener, and probably best to get it in earlier. Carter told me last week that it's played too much more sparingly now because of the strain the song is on him late in sets. It's like my body saying, go ahead, hit that cymbal one more time, see what happens. Two-step, it's the same way as the Stone. As a guitar player, playing the Stone is one of the hardest songs to play. Satellite is actually hard too, because the stretches on your hands when you play that tire you out, right? Satellite's still easier than the Stone. But Carter's hitting the drum, like the way he has to keep hitting those snares, and he's doing that repetitively for a certain period of time. It's harder than it sounds. Although Carter does a lot of things that most humans can't do. There's a reason Neil Peart, when he had an instructional video, brought Carter Beauford on, right? There's few people that he would bring on that are other drummers for his instructional video. Carter Beauford was one of them. But Carter, it's more of over time. Doing that for 10 minutes, doing it for 5 minutes is hard. And that's why two-step isn't played as much with the full band. Dave and Tim, you hear it. Dave solo, right? There's one Dave solo Sirius XM exclusive live performance. So it's not like it's like a live from home. It's live from the Talk House in New York and Long Island. He plays two-step. No issues, no problem. It's Carter it makes it hard. In 2019, 2018, when two-step was played, a lot of times it segued into other songs like Halloween and Ants Marching. Reason being, the shorter versions of two-step, them not doing the full jam, was something to alleviate the pain of Carter by going to another song. We haven't seen Halloween this year. We have seen Ants, but we have not seen two-step segue into another song. They played it without Carter when I went to the Gorge. They played it at Mansfield fully, and they played it at this was at Railbird in Kentucky. And I think the reason it was played at Railbird is because the first night of Railbird, DMB was not playing, but there was a water shortage. There was heat exhaustion problems for fans who had to wait hours in line. Even at the VIP line for water was an hour plus, from what I heard from reports. I did speak to Ryan S., who went to Railbird and confirmed the issues of the backup in water. And it was posted everywhere, but he did, speaking to someone that we trust in the DMB community to give us a in-person feedback. He said that there was huge water issues. Night 2, not so much. They brought in a bunch of water from various sources and bottled water from various sources because of the bad PR of night 1. I think Dave and the band played two-step to show the appreciation for the fans who came back for night 2. They do that. They show, hey, this is only one of 2 full band two-steps all year. The other thing, Mansfield is a special place for Dave. Mansfield, SPAC, Hartford, Dave loves these venues. He even mentioned that today, if you were watching the webcast, that he loves playing here. He didn't get to play there because the band hadn't been back since 2019. I was at that final full band DMB show, the last one we've had so far, and now they've moved to Mohegan. But anyway, that's the answer to that. You're gonna get there's better odds of getting this Dave and Tim if Dave and Tim does a Mexico, which they're doing. If they do a one-off show, if they do a mini tour for Dave and Tim, expect two-step to be more likely. For this year, they did not play it at SPAC. They did not play it at Deer Creek. Those are 2 huge venues. They played it at the Gorge, but Carter was not there. Who knows if they would have played it without him? With him there. But yeah, that's just to answer that question. Song is amazing, and it's the band at its best, right? Even without the fiddle, it's at its best. And James says, Ant's a great fill for two-step, just no more Shake Me Like a Monkey. Yeah, I know those. It's a shocker. And I don't know if you saw my other video, James, but one of the things I actually look at it as a positive. I would rather have at this point, and I'm younger than most DMB fans. I'm only 30, but I still, man, like even tonight, I gotta run. I gotta do a 5K tomorrow, right? So I'd rather have, if I was going to a full band show, I'd rather them end on Shake Me and I go to my car and beat the traffic. I would rather them give your all in the main set and just have a couple bathroom break songs in the encore. Now the problem is you could then go and the second song of an encore, and one night they're really feeling it and you're not in the venue for like maybe not last stop, but something special. But really the one thing I actually like, because some people are like, hey, DMB should mix it up more midweek. One thing I do like is this band telegraphs, if you want special shows, go to SPAC, go to Deer Creek, go to Alpine if they play Alpine. But I think they're kind of doing more Chicago and Milwaukee. But you'll get stuff. Now, yes, The encores weren't as good for those compared to years past in the venue, but the main sets at Deer Creek, the main sets for SPAC were solid and amazing and some of the best the band has done in a while. So the main sets are getting a lot more love. They're stacking that, and I like that more. Give me your best shots in the main set. The encore is a way for people who go to mini shows like me, who are blessed enough to go to mini shows for this band and be able to afford that to be able to beat the traffic, because we're going, man, like when you go to all these DMB shows, some of you guys know this. Some of you guys who may be newer to the band or don't, or longtime fans who only go to a couple shows. When you go like me, when you go to 3 weeks, right? And 1 week I'm going to Mansfield. The next week I'm going to Guilford. So I'm driving to Mansfield, driving back. I'm driving 3 hours to Guilford, and then I'm driving back home. I stayed over close locally. And then I fly the next week after that, fly all the way to the Gorge, a time zone difference. This is what some DMB fans are doing. I know a lot of people who check my content. You guys do this. We had Aria on who went to the whole West Coast. We have fans like that just the Gorge was just the beginning of a West Coast trip. Then they go back east, or they go back to where they are in the Mountain Time Zone or the Pacific Time Zone. You have fans who just don't do this. A couple, my friend John is going to a bunch of shows, right? He's already been to the Gorge. He's been to Charlotte. He's been to Raleigh. He's been to some other shows. He's going to be going to over 10 shows this year. I think more close to 15. And this is what people do. This is the love. It's just like a season ticket holder for a sporting event, but except you have to travel more, obviously, for this. But just like a season ticket holder will invest in, some pretty expensive season tickets, this is what people do who follow the band hard. But that's all I got for tonight. I need to go to sleep and wake up for my run tomorrow. I've done this before. Mansfield 2014, I ran a 5K. Actually ran it pretty fast. So this is my good luck charm, knock on wood, is doing something DMB related, doing a concert, and then running the next day. This is only a 5K, so that's not bad. If this was a marathon, your boy would not be here right now. I'd be asleep. Half marathon, sorry. I've only done 2 marathons, side note, but I do more halves than whole marathons in my lifetime. So thank you guys again, the support. I'm speechless. I did not expect this to catch on so quickly. I tried this earlier a couple years ago, but I realized, made some adjustments, and I'm trying to make more adjustments. Any feedback's appreciated, good, bad, indifferent. This is a spot for conversation, for various opinions. It's to be honest about the band, to try to be positive as we can, but to be honest, not to lie and say everything is the best thing since sliced bread from the band. If there's something that seems off, we're not feeling, we don't like the Shake Me Closer, we like it. This is a space for everyone. This is a space for conversation. It's not an echo chamber. It's a place where I can learn more from you guys, and you can learn more from me. It's your boy Conserviz34. Definitely like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful morning. It's morning and night if you're on the West Coast or out in Hawaiian time. Have a wonderful